patinovhota tigadzire zvinhu zviri kusota. Hatidi vanosara, hatidi vanoshota, hati mhane itese tinovhota kuti nyika yese yava yelo yelo. Zoreva yaiva yatova wero wero, takupedza makwidza tonange kumatero. Hatichade kusuva takuda mhemberero, takuda kuzvichinja tombomisa mamero. Saka tiripusiya tora ese mafero, ndosaka makuona hangova nero nero. Kureva tazvichinja ave makomborero. Ngapinde mukomana ngapinde hake, 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 ngapinde mukomana ngapinde. Ndisiyei ndigare ndavaudza, vakawanda vanhu vavakanyudza, vakakwana pavakashungurudza. Iko zvino yanguva yekupururudza. Vachimhanyai munoudzana nezvigaro zvenyu zvamunopfudzana, kubva kumakarwe kusvikira kumvenzana. Pasina kunova mufe makabatana. Ngapinde mukomana ngapinde hake, 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 ngapinde mukomana ngapinde.
Our chairman, Honorable Elisha Chambara, Steve Gotoza, organizing secretary, Luke Hari, our SG, Tindo Moyo, Atam Tikori,
Saka tripusi tomirana chamisa, isu patigaro tisu tichamuisa, kana tamuisa pana chamupisa, tichamisa vese vachamurwisa. Vasvika kumakumo kuye kutonga kwaro, garo riye rinotongane naro. Iko zvino mukomana patigaro, chamisa voye voye chimutita toraka. Ngapinde mukomana ngapinde hake, 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 ngapinde mukomana ngapinde.
Chairwoman Selina Zihoni, Leader Bunu, organizing secretary, Tendai Makamure, all Zimbabweans in foreign lands, and it's no registered voter.
Ndisiyei ndigare ndavaudza, vakawanda vanhu vavakanyudza, vakakwana pavakashungurudza. Iko zvino yanguva yekupururudza. Saka chimhanyai munoudzana nezvigaro zvenyu zvamunopfudzana, kubva kumakarwe kusvikira kumvenzana. Pasina kunova mufe makabatana. Ngapinde vamana ngapinde hake, vapana vamana ngapinde hake, vachodza vamana ngapinde hake, vapora vamana ngapinde hake, nyika yese imana ngapinde hake, mawandi yese amana ngapinde hake, matahura amana ngapinde hake, mayuthi yese amana ngapinde.
Apo, Blagesha pa Namibia, Tambuku no Pi.
Good evening, fellow citizens, Yellow Zimbabwe. It is a new year. 2022 is a great year, a year of action, a year to prepare, a year to get ready, but a year for citizens to take center stage. But I'm not unmindful of the multiple problems that you are facing, the serious, numerous challenges that you face daily. Everything is a struggle. Anything is a struggle. Our common future is at stake. Our dreams have been shattered. Our hope is broken. It admits of no debate, fellow citizens, that we are faced with a terrible national situation in our situation and circumstances in our country. We must find a permanent answer, a lasting solution in the challenges that we are facing. I know that you are suffering. I know that you have no grants, you have no fuel, you have no power, no food, there is no money, we have no jobs. The cost of living has become so unbearable, and a lot of us cannot access basic medical facilities and medication. Our cancer patients, our BP patients, it's a struggle. Our COVID patients, children are dropping out of school. Companies are closing down. The challenges are many, far too many to mention. There are problems everywhere. Our civil servants, our teachers, our nurses, our patriotic men and women in uniform are struggling to eke out a living. They have inadequate salaries. They don't have the necessary amenities and transport. Our pensioners, including our beloved war veterans, can hardly survive. Corruption has become a national religion and a national anthem. In the rural areas, it's even worse, just like in the urban areas. Life has become so unbearable, so tough. Food is being abused as a partisan political weapon against those who are perceived to be against government or not to agree with government.
Proposing live on that drive.
I'm aware of all this. I'm talking to young people who are at school. I'm talking to the unemployed youth who are sitting at the bridge. I'm talking to you, the artists who are trying to make ends meet. I'm talking to those who go out daily, out to work, and by the sweat of your brow, you work so hard. I'm talking to you, mothers and fathers at home. I'm talking to you, aunties, uncles, grandmothers, grandfathers. I'm talking to you, all citizens, every citizen. This country right now is facing a serious challenge. And to you all, my message is one of faith and belief. Believing in yourself that change can happen and you can make change happen. I know in our country we've had challenges, but know this thing, that without faith, we cannot be able to pass the essence of the core of our circumstances. You have seen a lot happening. You have seen all the challenges I've already addressed. The key thing is to believe in the new vision that I will articulate. We will change our country. You will change our country. You will change our country. The purpose of my address today is to speak to you, the citizen, to chart a new trajectory, a new course of action for the nation, because we are Zimbabweans. And as you know, we've always had the annual National Agenda Statement that captures our broad vision for the year, our signposts across the year. And in keeping with this tradition, I hereby present to you the Agenda 2022 statement and declare this a year of citizen action for change. However, before I outline the major pillars, which are 5 pillars of this Agenda 2022, let me begin by presenting the context and circumstances within which this address is located. The past year has been a difficult year, just like many others before it. In fact, we've had 2 decades of challenges. The socio-economic situation in our country, facing an average Zimbabwean, has worsened instead of improving. Inflation stands at more than 60%. Our unemployment rate is still upward, with a conservative figure of about 80%, if not more, and rising even by the day. Our businesses continue to close down, and more graduates leave colleges and universities. But they join the streets with the cost of living increasing each and every day, with millions barely being able to make ends meet. The Zimbabwe dollar, which was ambitiously pegged at an equal of the US dollar just a couple of years ago to a dollar, is now trading at more than $230 to a US dollar. Yet, the unelected in government continue to misbegottedly continue to rely on the false interbank rate, which is only fueling accumulation by the parasitic elites who are bent on rent-seeking, racketeering, and who are exploiting that gap, exploiting the poor. Wages and pensions have also remained very low, seriously low, causing serious hardships for a few that are still unemployed, including our pensioners who are really struggling and find it hard to live in our country. From an economic front, as a result of the policies from the current administration, the general population has suffered from what I call the current cycles, which is a new phenomenon developed in Zimbabwe, where we have hip-hopped from Zimbabwe dollar to the US dollar, then back to the Zimbabwe dollar, and again to the US dollar with no sign in end. It has become a roller coaster ride. We are moving like up and down. Sadly, our savings and pensions and cash flows have been wiped out. Not one single citizen is not a victim of our government. You have a grievance against the government because of being driven into deadening poverty and the challenges that we have faced. Those of our young men and women who are leaving colleges with degrees and diplomas, even with distinctions, only join our brothers and sisters on the streets as yet again an addition to the battalion of the unemployed, and the desperate situation then kicks in. We are looking at this with understanding that the ambition of every young person is to leave the country. That's an undesirable situation. The queues you see at the offices of government are all an indication of young people who are trying to go for the greener pastures. Why? Because our pastures have been turned dry by government, by the administration. The education sectors are not functioning. Education, which is particularly crucial, has been destroyed. And you know that education is the future. You destroy education, you have destroyed the future. Education gives you a chance. Education gives you a choice. Education gives you hope because it gives you opportunities. That is what will make an equalizer between the son and daughter of a peasant and the son and daughter of a miner. That is why education is important. But we've destroyed it. It's hard to imagine the state it would be if it were not for the assistance from the development partners. And I must thank all the development partners who have come on board to help us as a country. Thank you. Instead of fighting them, suspecting them, or doubting them, we must appreciate their coming at this crucial time of need. Yet corruption continues to fester across the public sector. The country is ranked number 157 out of the 180 countries on the Transparency International Corruption Perceptions Index. We saw numerous reports of corruption in 2021. We saw what happened in gold, the detailing of the activities of the cartels that are bleeding our country dry. We have criminals and dealers and
Tigadzire zvinhu zviri kusota.
hapana kana wane anasara
itesetse kuti nyika yesesa yava yelo yelo zoreva yaiva yatova wero wero takupedza makwidza tonange kumatero hatichade kusuwa takuda mhemberero takuda kuzvichinja tombumisa mamero saka tiripusiya tora ese mafero ndosaka makuona hangova nero nero kureva tazvichinja ave makomborero kapinde mukomana ngapinde yake kapinde mukomana ngapinde
kapinde
mukomana ngapinde yake kapinde mukomana ngapinde yake kapinde mukomana ngapinde yake kapinde mukomana ngapinde yake kapinde mukomana ngapinde yake kapinde mukomana ngapinde ndisiyai ndigare ndavaudza vakawanda vanhu vavakanyudza vakakwana pavakashungurudza iko zvino yanguva yekubururudza vachimhanyai munoudzana nezvigaro zvenyu zvamunokudzana kubva kumakarwe kusvikira kumvenzana pasina kunova mufe makabatana ngapinde mukomana ngapinde yake 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 ngapinde mukomana ngapinde.
Our chairman, Honorable Elisha Chambara, Steve Gotoza, organizing secretary, Luke Harry, our SG, Chindo Moyo, Atam Tikori,
saka tripusi tomirana chamisa isu pachigaro tisu tichamuisa kana tamuisa pana chamupisa tichamisa vese vachamurwisa vasvika kumagumo kuye kutonga kwaro garo riye rinotongane naro iko zvino mukomana pachigaro chamisa voye voye chimutitatoraka kapinde mukomana ngapinde yake 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 kapinde mukomana ngapinde.
Chairwoman Selina Zihoni, Leader Punu, organizing secretary.